Hello everyone. Today on Toddler TV I'm going to read two Bearenstain Bears stories for you. The first one is called New Baby. This way to bear country, you'll know when you're there. As soon as you enter, you'll feel like a bear. Down a sunny dirt road, over a log bridge, up a grassy hill, deep in bear country, lived a family of bears. Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Small Bear. They lived in a large tree which Papa Bear had hollowed out and made into a house. It was a very fine house. This is what it looked like inside. Wow. It was fun growing up in bear country, helping Papa get honey from the old bee tree. Yikes! Helping Mama bring the vegetables in from the garden. There were all sorts of interesting things for a small bear to do and see in bear country. Small Bear felt good growing up in a tree, in his own room, in the snug little bed that Papa Bear had made for him when he was a baby. But one morning, it did not feel so good. Small Bear woke up with pains in his knees and aches in his legs. "Small Bear, you have outgrown your little bed," said Papa Bear as he hitched up his overalls and buttoned his shoulder straps. "Today we shall go out into the woods and make you a bigger one." With that, he ate his breakfast of piping hot porridge, washed it down with a gulp of honey from the family honey pot, took up his axe, and was out the door. "But Papa," called Small Bear, following after him, "what will happen to my little bed?" "Don't worry about that, Small Bear," said Mama Bear as she closed the door after him. She smiled and patted her front, which had lately grown very big and round. "You've outgrown that snug little bed just in time." "What will happen to my little bed?" Small Bear asked as he caught up with Papa Bear. But Papa was sharpening his axe on his grinding stone and didn't hear. "Yes, indeed," said Papa Bear. "You need a bed you can stretch out in. A bed that will not give you pains in your knees and aches in your legs." He tested his axe to see if it was sharp, then headed off into the woods. "What will happen to my little bed?" Small Bear asked again as he caught up with Papa Bear in the woods. Papa had chopped down a tree and was splitting it into boards. "We will have a new baby soon, who will need that little bed," said Papa Bear as he whacked off another board. "A new baby?" asked Small Bear. He hadn't noticed that Mama Bear had grown very round lately, although he had noticed it was harder and harder to sit on her lap. "And it's coming soon?" "Yes, very soon," said Papa Bear. With a final whack, he split off the last board, which gave him enough wood to make a bigger bed for Small Bear. They made the bed a good size and took the rest of the day to chip and shave it smooth and neat. Then they carried it back up to the tree and up to Small Bear's room. When they got there, Small Bear noticed right away that his old bed wasn't there anymore. "My little bed," said Small Bear, "it's already gone." "You outgrew it just in time," called Mama Bear from the next room. "Come and see." It was true. There was his snug little bed with a new little baby in it. Small Bear had outgrown his snug little bed just in time for his new baby sister. And now he was a big brother. Wow. She was very little but very lively. As Small Bear leaned over for a closer look, she popped him on the nose with a tiny fist. Said Small Bear. "She has a pretty good punch for a little baby." "So cute." That night he stretched out proudly in his bigger bed. "Ah," he said, "being a big brother is going to be fun." The next morning he woke up feeling fine, with no pains in his knees or aches in his legs. His nose was a little tender, though. The end. And next, I'm going to read you another story about having a baby. This one's called The Birds, the Bees, and the Bearenstain Bears. When a mama bear's lap slowly disappears, she has some special news to tell her little dears. Sister Bear was a very busy young cub. She liked all different kinds of things. She liked to watch the clouds go by. She liked the color pink. She certainly liked her dolls. She had 3 of them, a rag doll, a Cupid doll, and a baby doll that opened and closed her eyes and said, "Mama." Sister liked to do all kinds of different things. She liked to run and jump and climb. She liked to jump rope. She liked to ride her trike. She wondered about all different kinds of things. She wondered why the sky was blue. She wondered why the stars twinkled. She wondered what made the wind blow. She reminded herself to ask Papa about those things. One day when Mama took her up onto her lap to read a book, Sister wondered why Mama's lap was getting smaller. "Mama," she said, "your lap is getting smaller." "That's true," said Mama. "Why is that?" asked Sister. "Why do you suppose?" said Mama. "Maybe because you're eating too much?" said Sister. Mama laughed and said, "I certainly hope not. No, the answer is that I'm going to have a baby." Sister could accept that. "Oh," she said. "Mama?" "Yes, dear," said Mama. "Aren't you going to read the book?" said Sister. "Yes," said Mama. She read the book. "When are you going to have a baby?" asked Sister a couple of days later. "Not for many months," said Mama. "You see, the baby is very small now. It's growing in a special place in my body." "What kind of special place?" asked Sister. "It's called a womb," said Mama. Sister thought about that. "That sounds like a room," she said. "Sounds like, but isn't like," said Mama. "It's a special place that all mamas have where babies can start and grow." Sister could accept that. A few days later, Sister was playing with her dolls when Mama walked by. "How's it going to get out?" asked Sister. "How is what going to get out?" asked Mama. "The baby," said Sister. "That's a good question," said Mama. "I'm just about to leave for my appointment with Dr. Gert. Why don't you come along and ask her? She's very good at answering questions." "Okay," said Sister. "Oh, Brother, would you like to come along?" "No, thanks," said Brother, who was in the middle of making a model airplane. "I went through that before you were born." Sister could accept that. "Hello, Sister," said Dr. Gert. "I'm glad to see you. As you know, your mama is going to have another baby. I'm especially glad to see you because I delivered you and your brother." "Where did you deliver us to?" asked Sister. "Oh, that's just an expression doctors use for how we help mamas have babies," said Dr. Gert. "Would you like to come with us? I'm going to have a look and see how the baby's doing." "How are you going to do that?" asked Sister. "We have special machines that let us look inside," said the doctor. "One is called an X-ray machine." Sister knew about X-rays. She had her ankle X-rayed once to see if it was broken, but it was just a sprain. "This one is called an ultrasound machine," said Dr. Gert, as she passed a thing that looked like a TV remote over Mama's tummy. The thing that was connected to a big machine that had a little screen. Fuzzy pictures came on the screen. They didn't look much like a baby to Sister, but they must have to Dr. Gert because she kept saying, "Good, fine, excellent." "Your mama said that you had a question for me," said Dr. Gert as they were about to leave. "Yes," said Sister. "How does the baby get out?" "When the baby and the mama are ready," explained Dr. Gert, "the baby comes down through a part of the mama's body called the birth canal." Sister could accept that. She couldn't quite picture it, but she trusted Dr. Gert, and she accepted it. "What a beautiful spring morning," said Mama as they walked home through the meadow. The meadow was very lively that day. A pair of robins were feeding their babies. A baby bunny hopped across their path. "Look," said Mama, pointing to a deer at the edge of the woods. "See how fat her sides are? She and I might have babies at the same time." "Look," said Sister, "there's one with antlers. Do you think maybe he's the daddy?" "I think maybe he is," said Mama. "Gee," said Sister, "it looks like babies all over the place." "Looks like," said Mama. "I guess you've noticed all the bees visiting the flowers." How could Sister have helped noticing? The buzz of the busy hovering bees filled the air. "Does that have to do with babies too?" asked Sister. "In a way it does," said Mama. "I guess you've noticed that birds and bears and bunnies and deer all come in males and females." "Yes," said Sister. She remembered from when she and Brother were very little and used to take baths together. "Well," said Mama, "it's not just birds and bears that come in males and females. Some trees and flowers do too." "You mean there are boy and girl trees and flowers?" "More like male and female," said Mama, "but that's the general idea. And while the honeybees are gathering nectar to make honey, they're doing another important job. They're picking up pollen from the male flowers and carrying it to the female flowers. It's the female flowers that make the seeds that grow into more flowers." Sister could accept that. Spring grew into summer, and summer grew into autumn, and Mama grew to such a size that she had no lap at all. Then one morning she said to Papa, "I think it's time." Papa called up Mrs. Grizzle, the cub's regular sitter. She came over to stay with Sister and Brother, while Papa took Mama to the hospital, where Dr. Gert would help Mama have the baby. It wasn't long before the phone rang. It was Papa. Mrs. Grizzle answered it. Then she put Sister and Brother on the phone. "The new baby has arrived," said Papa, "and Mother and baby are doing fine." "Is it a boy or girl?" asked Sister. "Papa." But Papa had hung up. Sister turned to Mrs. Grizzle. "He didn't say whether it was a girl or boy." "Well," said Mrs. Grizzle, "he's pretty excited right now. He just forgot. Besides," she continued, "the important thing is that they're both doing fine." Sure, that was important, but other things were important too, like whether it was a girl or a boy. And what about a name for the new baby? Sister was hoping for a sister that she could play dolls and stuff with. Brother, on the other hand, wanted a brother to make model airplanes and stuff with. But while it was true that the new baby wouldn't be able to do any of those things for some time, it could already do quite a lot. As they found out later that day, it could cry and squirm and wiggle and wet and even hold on to your finger. Someday it would be able to do all the things Sister and Brother could do. Sister could accept that. And Mama got her lap back. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. Please be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.